Inside the NBA was perfect. Now let it rest in peace. It felt as if viewers attended a 6-game wake for the Inside the NBA brand last week. The final run at times seemed more like a long farewell to Ernie, Chuck, Shaq and Kenny than a showcase for the Eastern Conference Finals. Still, someone must have cracked open the lid to the coffin, because its presence lives on. Which explains how, on Thursday night, Shaquille O'Neal could crash the set of ESPN/ABC's NBA Countdown in Oklahoma City before Game 1 of the NBA Finals. "Hello, Malika." "Hello," Bob Shaq said in his baritone murmur to half of the crew. Then he gave his handheld microphone to Stephen A. Smith. "Hold this," he said, and pretended to throw body blows at former nemesis Kendrick Perkins. Through the surprised and likely relieved cackles from the personalities on set, viewers couldn't exactly make out what Perkins was yelling over. His own laughter. Shaq's cameo caught everyone off guard and provided the most pure and authentic moment of ESPN's pregame programming. It happened live on air, of course, and reminded basketball fans of the kind of unscripted chaos that TNT had perfected over the decades. But, please, let it die already. The show and its concept worked for that 4-man crew. Nobody plays the straight man quite like Ernie Johnson. No former athlete tells the truth as savagely as Charles Barkley. No analyst has the chops to play along with the gags, but also provide a measure of sobriety like Kenny the Jet Smith. And there is no showman like Shaq. They turned game nights into comedy hour with a side of NBA, and we ate up our sweet dessert every Thursday. But thanks in part to those years of treats, sports broadcasting too often now just wants to feed viewers the gooey stuff for the French Open. TNT has rolled out the Mac Zone with brothers John and Patrick McEnroe, offering a hint of the Manning cast with Peyton and Eli, but also a needy attempt to recreate Inside on red clay. With John McEnroe playing the role of a country club version of Charles Barkley, Mac Zone has produced a mixed bag. Some viewers clearly love the brotherly banter. Others would prefer their tennis commentary with a bit more, say, tennis, and less musing about the New York Knicks, John's favorite NBA team. In another obvious inside effort, NHL on TNT feels desperate at times to create buzzy moments, with former player Paul Bissonnette as equal parts jester and analyst. Some of the biggest inside imitators are found on NBA podcasts because it seems the majority of the empty calories in sports props up the NBA conversation. It's not just that the discourse feels negative rather than celebratory, a complaint among some current players. The talk is often so shallow: how this guy couldn't play in the golden age of ball, or that guy needs to step up and score 30 a night. Maybe the average NBA fan has a weak palate for substance, explaining why the most popular podcasts feature ex-pros offering little about the NBA game, just spoonfuls of dated takes and sophomoric jokes. Or perhaps the success of Inside has influenced sports broadcasting. Too much Inside was gold. But the show was intended as entertainment, not education about the game. Perkins, a former player and now a paid analyst for one of the league's broadcast partners, even called out Inside the NBA for its casualness around the league it covers. "Obviously, they don't watch basketball," Perkins said back in April. Those fighting words continued a rivalry between himself and Shaq and Charles. However, with the Inside format moving to ESPN, they're kissing and making up in public.